We're not streaming Pro Draft today? Okay, sounds good. Welcome everybody to the first game of Week 8. This is Nikolai, Shoutcaster for today's game. With me is not Complex, but it is Red Panda up on the screen. Panda, you feeling any better?
Starting to feel a little bit better after my, unfortunate encounter with Corona.
Yeah, definitely. Well, the only thing sickening is probably Frank and Bean's record in today's game, 1-6. They have been eliminated from playoff after last week's loss, but they go up against BaeDCarry fan club, and if you're not a BaeDCarry club fan, you would want them to lose this game. This loss, mathematically speaking, actually puts BaeDCarry fan club in a position where if anybody else from the 6 or 7 seed wins, they are eliminated from playoffs.
And Frankenbeans not only is going to have the disadvantage just because of the record, but they don't have any bans. They were penalized and they don't have any bans, so they can't even target BaeDCarry fan club right now.
Yeah, but 3 bans is especially important, especially because they do have two wonderful carries out of both Nightmare and BaeDCarry, who are kind of the pinnacle of the team. If you're looking at BaeDCarry fan club, who will be on, it looks like, the red side for this game too. And I want to look at that team specifically because Frankenbeans, obviously, they're out of the playoffs. They're not going to be really a major focal point. They still have a chance for an upset, but I think most teams really want to start looking at BaeDCarry fan club. And if they can, they've had an up and down season, and this is going to be the point of the season where 2 games left. Can they capitalize on some of the bottom playoff teams that have been struggling back and forth? We were talking about Lamar Jackson fan club. They seemed a little bit distraught after their recent streaks. You're also looking at, I believe, as I'm trying to pull up the standings right now, you have Big Schmeat Gang, who are looking really a little bit more confident, and you have on the spot that are looking really good. And even the 1 through 4 teams have a chance of missing out on playoffs.
Yeah, definitely with Frank and Beans. Every time I cast them, I try and remind everybody I would never sit on a player like Axiom. A lot of teams in this league are very bot lane focused, and Axiom is very, very good top laner, and a lot of resources are usually pushed towards him. So I would never count out Frank and Beans in a game purely because of Axiom. It hasn't really gone his way so many times, but I respect him a lot as a player.
Okay. I found Yeah, I found the standings. But anyways, as we're getting back into the 2, we just had a slight. I keep forgetting bot commands, just like I keep forgetting I start school next week. But mathematically speaking, every team is still at risk for dropping out of the playoffs, because I think there's some side conversations about the top 4 teams. But Panda, when you look at the standings, like, what are you confident on in terms of seeding? Like, when you look at the 1 through 7 seed and the 8 seed, since that's where BaeDCarry fan club stands currently, what is your thought on the playoff race heading on into the first game of our next 2 weeks?
Not to be whatever, because I know you're on the team. I guarantee you guys, after, I got kicked off the team, so no salty feelings. Mailbox is in 1 or 2, honestly. So I'm man enough to say upgrade in the bot lane, upgrade in the top lane, definitely. On paper, Killer Ketchup would be a better top laner, but for you guys, your new top laner has just been amazing at, playing the tanks and being where he needs to be. I'm also thinking Rubber Ducky will be able to keep up there. Rubber Ducky's still like a very good team. Definitely. So I'm guessing 1 and 2 will be you guys and Rubber Ducky.
Now you also have Luck of the Draw and NBBC, and we talked to Damar last time from NBBC, and he said a lot of the issues are coming into the draft. But it just seems like a reoccurring theme. So you look at the 4 through 6 teams. What is your, as we're having some issues with the custom? Give us 1 second. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, well, hold on 1 second.
It says something went wrong. Please try again in a moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna relog in real quick. Sorry, it looks like Riot likes to crash our servers, apparently.
I was having this problem a little bit ago with solo queue.
Funny, the one time I touched League today, and apparently it does this to me. But Panda, going back to our conversation as we're trying to load up and trying to kill some time. It looks like a lot of the teams in the middle of the pack are struggling to kind of find their proper footing. Again, we'll go back to NBBC. They are having a lot of draft issues. On the spot, they're starting to look a little bit better, but there's still questions about if they can keep up with some of the top tier teams. And, Lamar Jackson fan club have kind of been a little bit spiraling out. It's kind of seemed like their last game against Mailbox's Angels kind of broke Lamar Jackson fan a little bit, though, and during the interview process.
A little bit of a humble brag there, but yeah. If I remember correctly, Natural Big Boys Club is the person with Complexipedia, so any draft issues that are speculated to have with them, I would, not be too worried about. Dude is amazing at scouting, super smart. So I think also Natural Big Boys Club going to be within the top 3 or 4. He'll pick it up.
But you talk about the fact that even though Complexipedia is really good at scouting, it just kind of feels like the team are not synergized with each other. And especially if you look at the top three teams with Rubber Ducky Team, Luck of the Draw, and Mailboxes Angels kind of all being in sync now, is that going to be a risk, or can they possibly also be knocked out in the first round of playoffs? Because if you look at the first round of the playoffs, there's still some really competitive teams. Big Schmeat Gang, possibly. OTS is a really good team. Lamar Jackson Fan Club is a really good team. So if you're NBBC, do you run the risk of possibly not fixing it in time for playoffs, barely sneaking into playoffs, and then you just get bounced in the first round?
Yeah, I think it all depends on who they are going to go up against. I know they also have a very flexible roster, so they have a couple different people that fill in for them. So I think it just all depends upon who they have going in and how certain players on their team are feeling at the moment. So they do go a little bit back and forth whenever I remember watching them and playing against them. There just is no in between with them. They either win off draft or they make a mistake in draft. 100% draft is like the most important thing for Natural Big Boys Club.
So assuming the standings are in today, currently BaeDCarry Fan Club, as we're going to get into the draft, is the 8th seed. The big question comes into you, Panda. Before we even start draft, I want to get a pre-prediction. Do you think they win and stay in the playoff race?
I think it depends on who they give. I think it depends on if they respect Axiom and Apexium enough. Because Axiom definitely, when he gets on Aatrox, they obviously haven't won every game that he's been on Aatrox, but they've been very competitive in every game that he gets a very good comfort pick, especially Aatrox. So not having the first 3 bans as well is really going to hurt them because it lets them focus, like you said, on Nightmare, on BaeDCarry. So it depends on how they do it, as we see that they are going to get rid of that Aatrox. So very quick target onto the main carry of Axiom.
I believe the only win on Frankenbeans, the only win did come off the back of an Aatrox game.
Yes.
So they're eyeing away from the win con, which is Axiom Apexium. Who does Frankenbeans have a chance anywhere else though? Because we talk about the top jungle synergy, but does Drought and that Yan guy have a chance against BaeDCarry and Wonton Waffle? And does Inferno 92 have a chance against Requiem?
I think it's just any given day. On paper, you have to say that BaeDCarry is the better bot lane. But to just give an example real quick, whenever I was on Mailboxes Angels, they really underestimated how me and Rune were going to play, and we were able to beat Intensify, which everybody thought it was going to cream us. So it depends on if they're going to respect that bot lane or not and who they get in the bot lane. So if they go for a really good carry that, can pressure early game, it's going to look really good for them. That gives Apexium something to work with, and it definitely depends on a mid laner and who they're going to pick. So like I said, it's really going to be dependent upon how good BaeDCarry Fan Club's draft is, because of the fact that Frankenbeans doesn't have their first 3 bans. So they're already going into this with a huge advantage. They've already banned Aatrox. They're getting rid of the Vi.
What do you want to see come out for third bans here? And because Frankenbeans does have the blue side as well too. So what do you hope to see on this B3 ban or R3 ban here, and as the Swain gets banned?
Yeah, the Swain will get banned.
So if you're Frankenbeans, who do you first pick here for?
I think BaeDCarry, but they're just going to pick their top laner because they're automatically covered. Yep. So they're going to have the Malphite to answer the Gnar, but they already did the draft, so it's not the first pick that they had. I believe the first pick that they had was the ADC, and they were prioritizing that. So not going to give away who it was, but I think that was the first pick. As we're going to see Elise, very gank-heavy jungler, and the Cassiopeia.
Is that? Ooh, okay. I was about to say the Corki hover was kind of a little bit on the troll side there. Somebody was trying to explain to me that Corki is coming back into the meta, to which I replied, no.
I laughed. Someone told me that as well.
Yeah, the Triforce nerfs really didn't help too, as we're going to get into I believe, the second round of the bands. So we're going to go on to the round 4 and 5 of bands here. The Nar pick is kind of interesting, though, because if you actually look at it worldwide in competitive play, Nar is 8-0 in the LPL, in the Chinese league scene.
Yeah,
So
Nar
it's,
is one of
and
those
we, yeah.
champions. Sorry, but Nar is one of those champions that when he's meta, he's insanely strong. When he's not, he's useless. So, as we saw a couple years ago when Nar was like top of the champ pool, I think it's SSG was able to just win worlds just based off of a Nar play.
Also,
So-
because of the fact that it was just a really bad bot lane from SKT during that 2017 run. I highly remember that one. But Nars has been getting some buffs for almost the past 3 or 4 patches. And especially with the power of Divine Sunder at the state that Nar is in with that item. Are we gonna get a Draven? No, don't play with my heart, BaeDCarry, please. I want to see a good Draven game, but if the Kaisa gets picked here now, the scary thing about this composition is the fact that while they do have a lot of dives so far, you kind of do have to worry about it, because the Tristana can blow away the Kaisa away from a fight, as they do also get the Alistar too. So there's already a really good setup for Elise in both bot side and top side to dive, as Wonton Waffle just gets her special Zyra pick.
They have a lot of different types of CC to even set up that Kaisa and give her a chance to ult if the Tristana is able to knock her out and if she is able to get into the back line, because we see 2 very strong frontliners in the Malphite and the Galio. We also see a very good AP jungler in the Nidalee. So they're definitely going to have a lot of advantages when it comes to team fights, even picks with the Nidalee, depending on how fed the Nidalee gets.
Right, so. Definitely too, and there is a lot of setup for the Nidalee with the stun from the Zyra with the rooted plants, and then you also do have the Galio taunt. It's a little bit more difficult for the Malphite because all he has is a slow pre-level 6, so I don't think there's much. But if you look at the side of Frankenbeans, their composition is scary late game as well too. I mean, you got Tristana, Cassiopeia, Gnar, and you have an Elise to help speed up, so start speeding up the game. You really can't go wrong with a comp like that. But I think the doubt in the mind is that it is Frankenbeans. It is a 1-6 team, but they could play upset too. This Axiom could get the split push advantage and force the Malphite away from these team fights.
Yeah, and they definitely went with what I said that they should go with in that bot lane. They went with the Tristana Alistar. They went with something that can be aggressive. Obviously, the Kaisa and Zyra, the Zyra can zone off, the Alistar from getting engages, but it gives Apexium a route to stop BaeDCarry. Because if they let BaeDCarry get super fed, this Kaisa is going to be nuts. Because there's such heavy CC to protect this Kaisa. But if Apexium is able to properly, go at the bot lane, get the Tristana fed, shut down the Kaisa, not let her get the farm that she needs to scale, they look really good in this game.
We're going to be going and probably taking a short pause as we have 1:40 left on spectator delay. Yeah, we're going to go into a quick pause. We will be right back as we will be loading up in the next 1.5 minutes. So we will see you then.
tell you when I hit 5.
All right. We're pausing at 5. Mm-hmm. So we should be good, actually. So we can actually just go straight to game.
Yeah, I haven't completely loaded in yet. I just got there.
Oh.
Yep.
And we are back into Summoner's Rift as we are getting the first game of Week 8 down between Frank and Beans on the blue side and BaeDCarry Fan Club on the red side. Just taking a look at some of the things we see, pretty common all around too. Grasp of the Undying on Axiom in the top lane. Apexium's taking the Electrocute. Conqueror on Inferno 92, and then you have Hail of Blades into the Aftershock. Of course, Comet Malphite, just because it offers a little bit more damage in lane. The Nidalee with the Electrocute, though.
I'm a little surprised actually. Dark Harvest is some of the more preferred for for Nidalee. Just for whenever you go down and gank and they're already low, you're able to get those stacks really easy with your Q.
However, I do think that the Nidalee combo with Electrocute, if Nightmare can get ahead, is dangerous, especially just being able to one-shot combo. But there is a threat of, having to make sure that you don't get one-shot, or when you do try to dive in, as we're going to get standard lanes here.
Just starting bot side.
Free Tuesday? Yes, that I can stand behind. I will stand behind that. If you don't know what that is referring to, just look it up. It's a very long story. Got some friendly banter on the top side. Nard does take a Q, but it'll be fine too. Alistar is going to get poked out a little bit early with the Kaisa auto attacks. Doesn't fully proc the passive, so you should be fine in lane.
Yeah, definitely that's going to be what they need to watch out for when trying to get ahead in the spot lane, is the very heavy poke of Zyra. Being able to just, like I said, zone off the Alistar, zone off the Tristana.
Yeah, it's already going to be the first wave going over to BaeDCarry. Yes, they're going to hit the level 2. Tristana should be able to catch up in the CS too, because Dankin only got 7 out of the initial 12. After this wave, they should be able to catch up if Tristana does get everything. And it looks like, nope, misses one.
And able to summon the plants to keep Tristana a little bit backed up. They're able to destroy him pretty quickly, though.
Definitely, too. Pretty slow start. Nidalee does have the early CS advantage. Better clear in the jungle too, because Elise is really dependent on getting more points into her skills. As they're looking for an early gank here.
She's been there for a while too. She could have probably cleared at least a camp and a half by now for how long she's sat in that mid lane trying to wait to see if they could set up a gank.
Right, already down 9 CS too, but we'll get Scuttle Crab Party on top side, so if they're smart about it, they could be looking for a bot side, but we're going to be looking at the top side as we get a question mark. I mean, they do scout out the Nidalee, so they do know that Elise and Nidalee are both top sides, but Nidalee is having to chase after Elise, and Elise is probably going to be able to scuttle. Despite the bot party being in favor of BaeDCarry Fan Club, this is a huge risk. We could see an early fight for this Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, Kaisa and Zyra.
Yeah, they're going to be warming up right now. Oh, they also got the Galio win too. This is going to be the early smite. It does go over to the Elise, though. Elise does have to repel out. Will flash as well. The root does go onto the Alistar, but he should be fine too, as that's going to be the CC. The heal has to be popped, as the heal flash does come out from Alistar and from the Tristana. So a trade of flash and a flash advantage over in favor of BaeDCarry Fan Club, but the Elise does get both Scuttle Crabs, as Galio Nidalee, bot side jungle. Nidalee does get the Raptor Cam. A little bit risky, but that does allow more vision. But there's a lot of vision already. There's already a vision ward in the red bush, the red buff bush, and up top of the red buff area too. So they already have full vision of this Elise on bot side, so they'll know where Apexium is.
And then keep in mind, Drag is almost up, and they still have the priority bot lane. And it looks like Gnar is the Mega Gnar formation, going to try and chase down.
Not level 6 though, but he is chasing the Malphite right now. Does get the grass proc off, but won't be doing anything else because as Mega Gnar does run out. But Nidalee is top side. This is kind of risky if Nidalee doesn't hit the spear. Oh, but they're trying to force it, but he misses a hop. That should be first blood as the flash does come in. The first blood does go over to Nightmare on a flash for flash trade. That was kind of wonky, to be honest. The flash just wasn't really necessary, but took the risk and still failed.
Yeah, definitely blew the flash for no reason there. He had to have known he was probably going to get caught anyway. They had to slow on the Malphite. They had everything they needed.
Definitely. So first blood goes over to the Nidalee, and Nidalee will be getting the Hextech alternator, so already ahead with the Dark Seal. Still ahead in the CS in comparison to the Elise, too. The Elise hasn't really been proactive. She's very known as the early game jungler too, and Apexium needs to start snowballing a lot of the lanes with the Elise. Otherwise, in a stale game, it kind of looks like that the Nidalee could take over too. But the good thing is that they won't be taking any early jungles because AP champions do not fare well with early dragons and trying to solo.
Yeah, this dragon is
that's
up.
gonna be Spear nearly hits the Alistar. He is gonna be hit by the Kaisa W. Will be hit by that Void Seeker, but nothing else too, as they're going to be getting the Scuttlecraft down bot side. Will be scouted out by the Scrying Orb.
Looks like they're going to try and regain Desire being able to step up. They're going to try and regain that advantage bot lane whenever they decide to go for Dragon.
12 CS difference in favor of BaeDCarry fan club. We know he's prominent on the Kaisa, but especially in such a comp when they don't have a lot of damage outside of the Nidalee Kaisa, there's got to be... Oh, and we're going to see the Gnar jump in too. Does get the collapse onto the wall too. The Malphite could be ulting out too. He does have the unstoppable force, but the Gnar just pressures enough already too. And we'll be able to get some early turret plating here as the Nidalee will be looking to get the Dragon. Does have bot and mid prios, so that will be a Dragon here 7.5 minutes into the game as Elise is nearby though. Still level 5. Are they going to be looking bot side? They're going to be looking bot side. Tristana just jump in too. That's going to be the exhaust sound. Drown does get the first kill on the bot fight too. Here comes the Galio ultimate, the hero's entrance. Tristana's caught out of position, does flash, but no, it's going to be a kill. No, the ultimate out of Tristana does get her cleared. And now here comes the Gnar with the teleport in too. That's going to be the stun onto the Kaisa. Apexium does get the second kill of the match too. Cassiopeia has to run too, does flash back in. Inferno does get the kill onto Nightmare. That's going to be 3-1 in favor of Frankenbeans. Despite not getting the Dragon, that is a huge turnaround for this team as they now get priority on bot side.
Yeah, we were definitely talking about the advantages that BaeDCarry was having throughout this whole entire game. They get into one team fight, Gnar able to teleport down, have that impact, and the Galio almost getting the Tristana, but such a well-timed ult there.
The Buster shot definitely got them cleared as now it's a 300 gold lead. Despite being down by 10 CS, that's 300 gold. That's going to get them closer to whatever item the Tristana might be going for. We don't know if it's a shield bow. We don't know if it's going to be the Kraken Slayer, but we can definitely consider that having an early Noon Quiver will be beneficial as we do see the Noon Quiver coming out. It looks like it might be the shield bow for the Kaisa. I want to keep an eye on that longsword. That longsword could be an early Vam Scepter if they do want to go with the shield bow route. But the boots, Berserker Greaves do get completed by the Tristana, so Tristana will have the advantage in terms of mobility, which I think is fine. I think early boots is actually not that bad if you're in a lane against his one-ton Zyra.
Yeah, definitely having the movement speed to drop. Oh, a little bit of trading going on.
Yeah, that's going to be the on Malphite being traded on too. Already 40% health too. Here comes the Nidalee. The Nidalee, oh, what a beautiful unstoppable force too. But the Gnar is able to escape too. Does get hit with the red buff proc, misses the boulder toss, and Nidalee gets a second kill for BaeDCarry. Both kills are on the Nidalee right now too. No teleport on Axiom, so he can't get back to lane in time, but Elise is topside.
Yeah, that was insane play. They were able to get the Nidalee in at the right time, and it looks like she's going to roam down to mid.
Yeah, Galio's nearby. He is going to be using a taunt. The miasma does go down too. Here comes the Nidalee, and that's going to be the Petrifying Gaze. Oh, what a beautiful Petrifying Gaze. That could be the kill. Inferno gets the second kill. 4th kill of the game for Frankenbeans, and the Nidalee just... Nightmare just kind of went too far aggressive, took a tower shot on top of that, and Elise is going to be able to pincer in on the top side. The Malphite has nowhere to run to as Axiom does miss a cocoon, but that should be the easy hop. That's going to be the flash over for the Malphite too. And there goes the flash and the slow on from the smite too. Apexium does get the kill. 5-2, and it's still a relative even gold lead though, despite the kill.
They're able to claw their way back into this game, as it looks like we're going to have another engaged bot now, able to back out. Just wanted a little poke on the Zyra.
It's a 500 gold lead because remember that he did get a tower plating and has 2 assists so far, just in comparison to the one for the Gnar. So, but the gold is even elsewhere, except for mid lane. Mid lane is 700 gold and jungle is about 500 in favor for... but they does get the solo plating, so that's going to cut this. That's actually going to give them a even CS that actually evens out perfectly as Drown's going in really deep. Here comes the Alistar looking for the... All the headbutt pulverizes dodged beautifully by the Justice Punch, and that's going to be an easy escape for the Galio. Requiem is able to get out too. Does have the Hero's Punch. They may be looking to be having an early aggressive play as the Elise is caught on the bot side too in the jungle too. Galio's going to be able to get the top. That's the shutdown. That's going to be the flash by the Nidalee too as the spear does hit the Alistar. And here comes the bomb, and that's going to be it. Yeah, the shutdown does go over to the Galio. And that's going to be 5-3 in kills as the Zyra and the Kai'Sa are all in mid lane now. A little late on the roam, but they didn't lose much out of it. So, every time the camera moves, I keep thinking something's going to happen. We just saw the Gnar just jumping in, wanting to get a little bit of a trade. Mega Gnar will be up as the Ocean Dragon is the second dragon of the game. We're going to get that in 10 seconds actually. I was looking at something else. Oh, and there's going to be a Gnar slam to the wall too, but nothing really happening with that too. I think it's just to force the Malphite to back because his teleport. Remember, his teleport is up for this dragon fight. He could come down and swing the team fight in their favor too, because they do have a 700 gold lead. They do have the dragon position advantage right now too. But the wave is not in favor of any team on mid or bot side right now too. But they will be going here for the second dragon of the fight. That should be the easy kill. Here comes the Elise, sweeping out the vision too, but the red team does get the dragon, and they will get out pretty scotch-free as... What's the soul? It's going to be Mountain Soul.
And that's going to be really good for that Galio and Malphite if they're able to get it. Definitely don't want to let those champions stack up on Mountain.
It is a 500 gold lead in favor of BaeDCarry Fan Club, but you cannot consider the fact that Cassiopeia already has the Leandri's Anguish. Galio does not have a completed mythic item at the moment. He only has the tier 2 boots with the Merc Treads. So right now, as we're going to be seeing a gank on the top side too, here comes a Malphite on Unstoppable Force with the Hero's Entrance, and the Nidalee should be able to get the kill. No, that's going to go over to Requiem. 5-4 in kills. They do get the beautiful team fight roam on the top side too. And that's just pretty easy when you have a Malphite ultimate that you could just point and click in a sense. And then the Hero's Entrance, that's a point and click.
I definitely would have saved it.
Yeah. Gnar is 0-3, yeah. We talked about the topside matchup, being that Axiom has to be the one to carry, but he's just not performing right now. And is that just because of the fact that Apexium isn't prioritizing that top side, or what seems to be the issue? for Axiom right now.
Well, it seems like they're prioritizing shutting down Axiom. They just sent Galio up in a situation where, you know, they already had the kill. They didn't need the Galio ult. So they're really trying to shut down Axiom. They're really trying to make sure he's not doing anything. So Elise is just countering by trying to get the bot mid ahead because they already, you know, were able to get a good team fight off. They can punish a Zyra and Kai'Sa if they are caught out in the early levels. Not as much right now in the later levels, but definitely it seems like they are playing towards their top side, playing towards the Malphite. Because it looks like Elise is wanting to go towards the Rift Herald.
They don't have vision on that side, so they should be fine. And we could either see a Gale Force or a Kraken Slayer coming out from the Tristana.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be a Kraken Slayer.
And we also potentially see the item works for a Gale Force or a Kraken Slayer on the Kai'Sa as well, too. It does have the Serrated Dirk because that will end up building into the Collector as a second item. Just allows for a more easier time to build up that AD, build up the stacks, too, as one-time Waffle does get the root down, too. The headbutt pulverize misses, too, as he Nidalee does get the spear. Oh, what a beautiful flash, though, but that's going to be the repel coming out from the Elise, too, as the teleport does come down. Or the Galio Nightmare is going to get the first kill of this team fight. Here comes the Zyra. Zanar does teleport down as well, too. Alistar does have to flash out, too. Tristana is at really low health right now, too. The Gnar should be able to come back in, too. The flash does come out, and Malphite's here. He does have the Unstoppable Force. Is he going to be able to get a good ult spin onto this team here? As we could see a 4-man. Oh, this is super dicey. The teleport was expanded, but I don't think it was necessary. But they do only get one kill in that fight as the Alistar does miss too. Here comes the dash over. Nightmare's going to get the first kill of this extended team fight as the Tristana does have to flash out. There goes the Malphite ultimate guesswork. Does get the 6th kill of the game too. And that's going to be the Miasma pull down too as the Smite does heal and the Nidalee heal does end up bringing Nidalee back to about 50% health too, as we're going to see a flash on the bot side too. Petrifying Gaze! That is a 2-man stun! Can the Cassiopeia get anything else? No. One-time Waffle's going to get the kill. 9-5 in kills as the Nightmare just killed off the Elise on the side. The early game went to Frankenbeans, but right now BaeDCarry is asserting their dominance, and if you're a fan of Frankenbeans or any other team that's not BaeDCarry, you're not happy. You're not happy with the way Frankenbeans is performing right now.
Yeah, these team fights are just going everywhere. It's almost hard to keep up with everything. One of the first things I noticed, actually, that was a little bit undercut, you couldn't really see it off the screen, the Kai'Sa was able to ultimate right between where her team was and where Drought was. And she was able to chunk down Drought and keep him out of the team fight for a pretty good while. So just such a good play by the Kai'Sa, able to definitely secretly carry that team fight.
Definitely. It's now 2.5 gold lead. Down onto BaeDCarry fan club as they do have the early lead. They only got the 1 assist though off BaeDCarry, but most of the kills are going on to the Nidalee, and the Nidalee is a hyper carry jungler. So the 5-2-2 right now has the majority of the kills and the team fight, as Drown is just going to be jumping in too. That's a beautiful buster shot too, but Tristana gets a 1v1. BaeDCarry, what are you doing? But the other question is, what is Drown doing? Is he going to be able to get out? I don't think he does. Nope, Nightmare's on a rampage. They're bringing down the Gnar. They're bringing down the Gnar as well, because Dragon is up right now. They do not have any AD carries too. They're going to have to. They're trying to force this. Remember, they do have the Petrifying Gaze as well, too. But Zyra has no ultimate. They're just going to concede the Dragon here, and that's going to be the first Dragon for Frankenbeans, as, oh, the combo does stun, but misses barely. Alistar gets chunked. How much HP was that? That was about a...
That was almost half. That was almost half the HP of a tank coming through from one.
I mean, he has no tank items, though. He only has the Kindle Gem and a Cloth Armor, as Malphite's going to get the first tower of the game. So a lot of gold now sits on Malphite. It's a 1,400 gold lead. And the lead balloons over to 3.7k gold. They're up almost 4,000 gold here at 20 minutes into the game, essentially.
Yeah, we're seeing Kaisa roam a little bit up to the mid lane. She looks like she's going to go back down bot to try and keep them from taking this tower, as they've already taken the tower top. So, not Galio. So, Malphite's got a little bit more of the pressure. They want to answer bot.
Do you like the Gale Force buy on Tristana?
Gale Force on Tristana?
Yep. Drown built the Gale Force. I think that's just to escape from the Malphite ultimate. Because that's really the only real threat. Outside of a 6-2 Nidalee with already 2 items in the game, already has a Night Harvester and the Zanya's Hourglass. We're seeing Mythic items completed across the board. Divine Sunder is going to be down for the Gnar, and Night Harvester in reply for the Elise, as we get very close to the Seraph's Embrace on the Cassiopeia, almost in that 2-item spike. As we see the Gale Force completed, Nidalee is just looking to poke on the top side. I would not want to face this Nidalee right now. You're 6-2. You have 80% kill participation. You're working on your Lich Bane. Frankenbeans has to kind of play on the back foot right now. They can't really make any aggressive plays.
Yeah, to go back on the Gale Force on Tristana, I don't really mind it. You know, Tristana is a champion with a lot of mobility, and having just a little bit more of that mobility to, you know, get off a really good shot matched up with your mines, I think it's still really good. I think you still dish out a lot of damage. So I don't really mind it. Especially in
CS lead and only the mid lane. It's even across the board if you look at it. BaeDCarry and Drown kind of close in gold and close in CS. It's about a 300 gold in favor of Drown right now, as he's down 4 CS, as Nightmare is down bot lane too with the Galio. So they definitely know this. They do scout him out with the pink ward too, but nothing else is going to be coming in. They want to get this tower to start letting the bot lane roam a little bit too, but they can answer if they're not careful. Frankenbean can answer, but the bot tower is going to be going down too. That's going to be the second tower of the game. Gold lead still remains at 3.7.
Yeah, we'll see if they can be able to get a little bit more on the priority. We almost saw them get the priority bot. We almost saw them be able to take that first tower and be able to push that in to answer for the top side. They were able to get the bot tower. They don't have any towers on the side of Frankenbeans. So they're starting to fall apart a little bit. They got the early lead, but this Nidalee just has gotten so fed. And we all have nightmares of that one Nidalee in your solo queue games that just gets impossibly fed.
What Nidalee do you see in your solo queue games? I have never seen a Nidalee in my solo queue games.
Well, you know the meme. The Nidalee on my team always sucks. The Nidalee on their team's always great. So I've seen plenty of Nidalees. I don't ever really see one on my team. I've gone up against a couple and just one queue, and they're fed. Well, when they're fed. But now it looks like Nidalee is going to try and engage here, but probably fall back, not our whole team.
There is a completed Seraph's Embrace on the side of Cassiopeia, so she is going to be dealing a hell of a lot of damage in these next potential team fights if she's able to get off a great petrifying gaze. Everybody has their summoners up, teleports are up, flash are up, so this next dragon fight in 20 seconds could dictate the pace of the game.
Yeah, they're going to want to set up really well here, as it looks like we're going to have BaeDCarry fan club have a little bit of an advantage going in, as they are going to be able to set up vision a little bit quicker. You know, getting a pick here is going to be vital.
Nidalee does hit the Gnar, but that's not as much damage she did to the Alistar. But then again, you do have double ruby crystals on the Gnar, as the Cassiopeia is going to be blocking off on the side too. They're going to have to retreat here. They are retreating into the jungle too. They are going to be cleaning out the vision and the plants too, so they do have the advantage going in favor. There is a one ward in the back too. Galio is waiting with the heroes entrance. Does have that ultimate up. Everybody has their ultimate up too, as the Mega Gnar is going to be getting popped out too. There goes the root on the Alistar too, but Gnar's going to be jumping in too, and he misses the stun, misses a wall up. nothing more. The boulder toss is going to be slowing down too, as here comes the unstoppable force onto the Elise too. The Elise is able to just get out. Alistar just get hit by the hero's punch too. Tristana's going to be jumping into the backline. Nars gets a kill onto the Zyra. And that's Nidalee getting a kill onto Tristana as well too. Nidalee will be popping the Zanya's Hourglass. BaeDCarry just flashes to the backline too. The Nidalee flashes, and the Nidalee should be able to survive. The Petrifying Gaze goes down as Nightmare is dominating. Cassiopeia is the only one left alive, as the taunt will be going down onto the Galio. But I don't think you just out-trade. You cannot trade against the Cassiopeia too. Does flash out too. But will you? Ooh, dodges the spear. That's going to be huge. The Miasma does go down as a teleport. It will be coming in from Guesswork. And most likely from Requiem too. But Cassiopeia can just go back in. You can't really kill the dragon.
Looks like
what an absolute dominating fight. 4 for 2, but the third mountain or the third dragon will be going over to BaeDCarry fan club, as they are now at soul point here at 25 minutes into the game. Next dragon will be at 30 minutes.
Yeah, they need to get some priority in these lanes around this dragon pit. They have priority in every lane. They have not gotten a single tower yet. It's putting them at a very big disadvantage, because the minute that they can get waves pushed up, the minute that they can apply pressure, it's a little bit more of a decision for them.
But the gold lead hasn't changed. It's still 3,500 at 25 minutes. It was 3,500 5 minutes ago and 3.7 about maybe 7 minutes ago. So there has been no significant gold change in these past fights, as the Gnar, as the unstoppable force does go out, as long as the roots as well too. Gnar, what are you doing? As BaeDCarry gets a kill into Axiom, he just fell into the trap. Dran will get the turret on the bot side, but that's Baron advantage now for BaeDCarry fan club, as the Kaisa at 2 items can kind of rip through it too. There is 3 items on the Nidalee, so we'll be able to sustain it back up, as they will be getting the first Baron of the game here, 26.5 minutes in. They do get the bot tier 2 turret, and Drowned is pushing. Teleport is going to be coming out from the Galio. I don't think that was a useful teleport, to be honest. But they are going to be saving the inhib tower, as top tower. Can the minions get it? No. It's it's at 300 health. No, never mind. No. 223 health is top tier 1 tower. That's.
Yep, they're gonna.
But they're gonna get mid tier 1 tower, so as the gold lead will balloon now over to about a 5k. So they increase it by about 1,000, about 1,500 or so. Ooh, got those dancing shoes on as the Nidalee, or the Elise dodges those Nidalee spears. 2.5 items on both carries. The Storm Razor's complete for the Tristana, as the Collector is completed by Kaisa. Everybody's going at 2 items at this point. You do have the Galio with the Abyssal Mask and the Thornmail on the Malphite. You're still only at 1.5 items. That Tristana's just blown up, but still survives thanks to the Locket Shield. But
that was a lot.
What a fun time of the year. If season 11 has taught me anything, it says that AD carries are still subjected to being bursted out with no counterplay. Riot,
yeah.
Fix the roll again, please, Riot.
I've been begging for like 3 years now. It's not going to happen.
We already are tormented by AP Nidalee, that is 8-2 and 4. 12 of the 15 kills are with Nightmare, as he's just been snowballing and getting all the pressure around the side lane, as the top tower will go down too. So now that gold lead is now about at 6,000 and slowly climbing.
Yeah, they have complete control here.
Is Alistar gonna get one shot? No. Does pounce over too, and does get tagged by the Void Seeker, but Nidalee just hops back over.
Yeah, they're also able to get this Galio down bot, and not having that Cassiopeia ult for the next fight.
And here comes the Unstoppable Force too. The Hero Center should be coming in down too. The Narya has to does get the heal off too, and gets into Mega Gnar too. But that's going to be the heal coming out as the Nidalee is going to be flashing a little too far. The Hourglass does come out too as the Hero's Entrance does come down, but the shutdown does go over to Drown. Does get it with the bomb too, and that's going to be the Miasma going down too. Here comes the Petrifying Gaze. Zyra can't do anything. The blue inhib does go down too, but Apexium does get the kill into Wonton Waffle. Tristana will be flashing in. That's a little bit aggressive. Does get the bomb down. Should be able to get the reset here. And the Malphite's done. The Axiom gets the kill. So they're losing a lot, but they're fighting back. Dragon will be up in 20 seconds, 15 seconds here on the timer, and they do have the jungle advantage.
Yeah, I like the fact that Frank and Beans, they're showing signs of bending, but they are definitely not willing to break here. They have a lot of resilience at this point. They're going to be able to get this dragon. Their mental after that fight has to be insanely high. They have to be so confident in their team fight.
2 Mountain Dragons is now at 12% armor, and ooh, Inferno could have just chased down Cassiopeia. Does have the Rally's Crystal Scepter now, so Cassiopeia is their win con along with Drown, who is slowly but surely getting his items too. Kaisa will be getting a 3rd item right here. Most likely will be going, yes, for the Runan's Hurricane. But there's going to be a point where Tristana hits those 5-6 items, and late game Tristana is not one to be scared, to be like, hey, we don't have to worry about it. Tristana is very scary late game. We've seen it in the past in competitive situations where we've seen Tristana just jumping around, getting free resets, and just being able to win team fights essentially in a 1v5 scenario.
Yeah, especially Tristana having the Storm Razor. She's going to be able to slow people. We saw it last time, what that slow can do whenever we got in. Axiom, the chase down is going to be really effective for her. She's really effective on energizers.
Yeah, you got the Rally's Crystal Scepter now as mid lane will have the inhib pushing in. It will be in about 3 minutes or so, but they have enough wave clear as the Nidalee will be seen by Alistar. Should be fine though. Wolves walk through the trap too. Ooh, the Cocoon misses too, but we were talking about it. There is a potential for a chase down too. Wonton Waffle has to flash, and that's a boulder toss, but Wonton Waffle blowing the flash pretty early too. That could be costly for her coming into the later fight. They do not want to fight in the jungle if you're either team. The Gnar is going to be catching up with the Wallop too. The ultimate does go down onto the Nidalee as the Miasma will be rooting the Nidalee in place. There's no way Nidalee gets out as Axiom's going to get the kill too. Is Kaisa going to live? Oh no, as the Tristana bomb will go down. Tristana does jump in and Drown is going to get killed by Guesswork, but there's no BaeDCarry. They have no damage as Axiom's going to be getting a kill. Are you kidding me? The Petrifying Gaze are going to go down onto the Galio. Can they actually make the comeback as the shutdown is going in? They are going to be having to save the mid lane, but what a turnaround from Frankenbeans.
Like I said, their mental has to be so high right now. They have to be so confident in themselves. They were trying so hard to find that Nidalee. They were missing everything. Nidalee decides to go down and try and take Wolves for whatever reason, and then Axiom just able to catch her out, able to get her dead for the team fight. And then once Kaisa goes in and dies, your team fight's pretty much over. You still had Tristana, you still had Cassiopeia. That was insane team play by them. And
mid-inhib was taken at around the 29-minute mark, so it should be another minute before this inhib respawns, and they will be finally able to get to tier 1. That's a lot of standing gold. The gold went from 6k to 2k now. And not in the 2k NBA or anything else like that. It's 2k gold deficit.
Yep, and we see Lord Dominic's regard finally going on to the Tristana, as that's going to be really good for her against the Malphite and the Galio with the passive.
Is working on the IE as well. So we were kind of joking about it, like, oh, hey, BaeDCarry might be the better carry, but you can never count out Tristana. Tristana is one of the kings, or I should say queens, of the late game team fight. I think outside of Twitch, like Twitch and Tristana are really the two best when it comes to overall team fight. And right now, Kaisa's in a position where, at this point, really can't do anything. You can't one-shot the Gnar. You can't one-shot Alistar or the Cassiopeia. So if you're BaeDCarry fan club, where do you go? What's your game plan?
Well, you're going to have to definitely get this dragon. As we do see a pause, Alistar saying 3,000 ping. More like 3,000 IQ with a couple of these plays I've seen come out of him. But definitely, I'm loving this from Frankenbeans. A team that has nothing to
play for. They have nothing to play for because remember, mathematically, they are out of playoffs. Even if they win the next 2 games, this game and the next, they are still out of playoffs.
And
so they have nothing to
one
play
of the most
for.
fun games to watch. Honestly, in my opinion, a team with nothing to lose, everything to gain.
We are having some connectivity issues with Inferno. It is 3-1-5. You have a 4-3-3 Tristana, but she has nearly 300 CS, 35 minutes into the game. And right now, the gold is in favor for Drown. About a 2,000 gold lead, so is working on that IE and needs about 1,100 gold. About 1,000 gold or so, somewhere between that number. For that IE, and now you're looking at a scary Tristana with Gale Force, with 3 crit items, 4 crit items if you include Lord Dominic's, and already you have, what is it? I need to do the math here. 80% crit.
Let me look at it.
80% crit items at this point of the game, and and you have Inferno working on Zanya's Hourglass. Working on his 4th item right now. Galio does have tank items. But you don't have... But unless the Nidalee just one-shots either the Cassiopeia or the Tristana, you really have a strong front line also from Frankenbeans. You have the Gnar to disengage with the ultimate once he's in Mega Gnar. You have the Alistar to provide tankiness and CC with the Aftershock. You have a Pexium that can kind of dance around the teamfight with the... Elise Spider Repel. How does BaeDCarry win this at this point? It just kind of feels like they've thrown the lead a little bit.
Well, it looks like if we look at the positioning right now, they are going to be able to get the Soul. They are not going to be able to get Baron, but they are going to be able to get the Soul. They're going to trade Baron for the Soul, which is going to look good for the Malphite and the Galio.
But with the inhib coming up, and it's about a minute into this Soul point, like you were suggesting, the team, unless they get picked off, it could still go either way. As we're going to be resuming back onto the game, too, they have a lot of vision bot side, but that's where you don't want the vision. You have Baron up. They could sneak Baron if they know you're on Dragon. And they're leaving mid and Hib open right now, too, as they're looking 5 bot side, as the teleporter will be coming in. They're stalling. They know they're going to be on Baron. They're going to try to trade the inhib for it, but this should be Baron for Frankenbeans.
Axiom just made the biggest 5-head play I have ever seen.
That was so horrible, and the Keist is still behind. They are going to get the inhib, but the gold lead is now barely 300, 400 gold, but Baron is now on the side of the Frankenbeans.
That was so smart by him. He knew he was spotted bot.
They all were coming down for that. He is now completed as the Alistar will be taking the spear. Doesn't take as much damage as before, but it's a 4-item Tristana right now too, as we're going to see another fight too. The Cassiopeia will be Malphite ulted with the Unstoppable Force too, but the Malphite should be going down to the Tristana. Yes, the shutdown does go over to the Drown and to the Nidalee as well too, as the Nidalee should be going down too. The heal does come out too. They don't have a lot of damage right now too. BaeDCarry is still alive, as so is the Nidalee too, as they're going to be getting the kill onto that Yan guy. Here comes Drown, and that's going to be the reset. Tristana's going to get the double kill. That's going to be the kill onto Nanar. Only one-time Waffle's alive. See him is chasing, is unstoppable. 6, 6, and 5 now. Frankenbeans just popped out of nowhere as One-Shot's going to get the kill onto Apexium, but that should be the 3rd dragon for Frankenbeans.
That is insane. To be able to get the Malphite away from the team, still kill her on the Tristana, and be able to get right back in that team fight. That's one of the best things about Tristana, is that rocket jump. She was able to kill the Malphite and then just get immediately back into the team fight. And they have made such smart plays since we were worried that they were starting to bend. But like I said, this is a team with nothing to lose.
You're right, and this Tristana is just mowing down the tower right now too. 4 items onto Tristana, and the mid-tier 2 turn will go down. The gold is back in favor for Frankenbeans, and holy crap, I'm not gonna lie. you would have told me 10 minutes ago, 10, 15 minutes ago that Frankenbeans was going to be coming back. It looked like there was no shot, but Drought is saying no.
Hey.
Axiom is coming back strong too. He started off, I think, 0-4. Now 6-5, and
definitely since they focused him so hard, he was still able to find a way to be effective in this game.
Kaisa. Oh, the Kaisa with the Void Seeker steals the Scuttle Crab, but Baron's up in 3.5 minutes as well as Dragon. So both objectives will be up at the same time. Triple Mountain Drake, if they get quadruple with Soul, that's a hella tanky team they have. They have Cassiopeia that can't get one shot. They have Tristana that can't get one shot. They have 109 armor. No, it's 98 armor on the Tristana without the Alistar buff. As the Guardian Angel will be completed, so you can't get one shot here in this scenario. If they waste everything, then how does Frankenbean die? And that's a really great buy here. 38 minutes into the game, they have so much pressure right now in the mid lane because they have the item composition. 4 items on the Cassiopeia, your full build on Tristana, and you're still working on your last item if you're going to be the Kaisa. Does have the IE, but how do you can't one-shot the Tristana anymore.
Yeah, Nidalee definitely has not been as impactful as she's been in the early game either. She started off so strong,
I believe it was 6-2 at one point, and now 9-5-5. Does have the Void Staff, probably working towards that Rabadon's death cap, but they're pinging top tier 2 tower right now because remember the inhib fell down in mid 3 minutes ago, so it will be back up by the 40-minute mark. It will be back up as soon as Baron respawns, so we have to keep those timers intact too. They don't have a lot of wave clear though outside of Kaisa. Kaisa is their wave clear. They don't have scaling AP that can wave clear. They only have the Nidalee. They have still a wonderful front line, but is that the point of the game where they could be looking for a catch out too? Tristana is a little bit ahead, but we'll be fine. Oh, and here comes a jump in by Drought too. Drought just one-shots BaeDCarry! Holy God!
Insane. Absolutely nuts play from Drought. This man.
And they're pinging for mid. Drought just made a huge play for Frankenbeans, and they're going to be pushing on the mid lane. They do have the in-hit respawning within the next minute or so, and it's 4-5. BaeDCarry is going to be up in 30 seconds. Heal is still available. Flash is still down, but they do have the Guardian Angel right now. Flash is also down for Cassiopeia still, and Apexium. They do also have Flash down on Axiom as the Galio will get stunned. But nothing to it too. Dragon will be respawning in 50 seconds, and Baron will be up in 40. Oh, that was... Drown is just continues to play so well. That was a one-shot if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to chase down.
Look at the red buff on bot side. There is a pink ward that is back there. They do have teleport for Guesswork and Requiem. There could be a sneak attempt, but remember, they have no vision on their side of the jungle if you're BaeDCarry fan club.
Looks like they might cheese it here. They're planning on
definitely cheese it. Nidalee is nearby. Does have sweepers activated. Will scout out the ward and tag the Alistar. Oh, this is so cheeky. Alistar is down about 1,000 health too, as the Nidalee will just continue to throw out the spears. Alistar's kind of tanking a lot too, as the Cocoon is going to land on the Galio, but should be fine too. Malphite is nearby, and the blue team will get the Dragon Soul, Mountain Soul, 41 minutes into the game. We talked about the fact that BaeDCarry had Soul Point. 3 straight Dragons gives them Mountain Soul. Quadruple Mountains. Baron is up. They should be heading over there, but they're not a Baron-taking team. Oh, this is going to be weird. This is going to be interesting. Can they fight for it? Teleport is on Axiom and Inferno. Will they try to teleport? Yes, both members, solo lineage, will be teleporting too, as they're going to be starting out the Baron. This could be the fight to end this game. Nar's going to be hitting them with the boomerang. We'll be throwing them out too. Here comes the Elise. It's at 4,000 health. Baron is depleting down. Here comes the ultimate coming down too. And that's going to be the red team slaying it. Here comes the Nar ultimate into the backline. We'll be getting a Requiem. Let's get the first kill of the fight onto Inferno, as Inferno will be returning the kill into one-shot Waffle. Drown is unstoppable. Does get on the Malphite. That's going to be King Me here. The Alistar's going to be flashing over. Axiom's going to be dominating too. We'll get the one crit. And Tristana's going to be flashing in. Can't die here as the Nidalee will be flashing away and getting the smite, so the carries will be alive. Baron does go over onto the side of BaeDCarry fan club. But Drought continues to be this hyper carry, and he gets more kills into the fight. They get more pressure, and now you get tier 2 tower in return, and you still save the inhib.
That team fight, they tried to get in the backline. They tried to catch out the Tristana. The only one that could get back there was the Malphite. Could not even catch out the Tristana. Could not do anything against this Tristana. She was healing up more damage.
And that's going to be another inhib tower. That's going to be the first inhib tower going for Frankenbeans. And we're 43 minutes into the game. At this point, the Kaisa falls off. Tristana is at the Giga carry right now. This team is just going to get tankier and tankier, and this team... If you're Frankenbeans, you're confident in your late game. If you're BaeDCarry, you have to be worried about this Tristana. Tristana's 9-3-5. 350 CS here at 43 minutes and has a 4K gold lead difference on top of BaeDCarry, who will be going towards either the GA or towards the Zanya's Hourglass. I do not know what they're going to be choosing here, as the Void Staff does get completed by Cassiopeia. Gargoyle Stormplay was completed earlier by the Gnar. He has not died in a while. Has a 600 gold bounty. That's how tanky he is at this point in the game.
This is...
Baron buff on feud members, as they will be looking to push mid, but there's so much wave clear. Tristana alone has 153 AD and 48 MR though. So, but did sell the boots for the Phantom Dancers. Oh, you have got to be worried. 100% crit chance, and with the ghosting from Phantom Dancer, you're looking at oh, that's a raid boss Tristana if I've ever seen one. Does get tagged up with the Nidalee Spear. Oh, should be fine. We'll sustain everything back up too, as Anara is in mega form. Does have the ultimate down. We'll hop over, but if you're Malphite, you can't really ult Cassiopeia because you have the Hourglass. You can't ult Tristana because you have the GA. How do you win these team fights if you're on the side of BaeDCarry?
I have no clue. I wish I could give you a scenario where they could win this team fight. Everything. And I mean everything.
Nar's in mini form, but he will be able to get the rage back up quickly for this possible last team fight. They will be clearing a lot of this vision on the top side. They do have an open inhib in both mid and top for both teams respectively. Bot lane is pushing, but they don't have a split push carry. Malphite will have the teleport as well as the Galio. But they are not tower takers. They're not tower pushers. They cannot. They have to be with the team here. As BaeDCarry, ooh, that's just cheeky recall. You do not step up to an R like that. Not this late in the game, too, as they will be looking at the inhib. The Alistar will be going in onto the Malphite, too. The Miasma does go down, too. Drought, look at Drought as he's jumping in. He's saying 1, 2, 3, king me, but the Malphite ultimate does go down. BaeDCarry will be ulting the back line as the Miasma does go down again. Here comes the ultimate from the Gnar. Will be setting up against the wall. Kaisa will be wall up. That's a shutdown. Is Frankenbeans going to pull off the upset and knock BaeDCarry out of playoffs, most likely? Apexium gets the second kill of this team by 46 minutes. Tristana's alive. And ladies and gentlemen, BaeDCarry. In 46 minutes, Tristana gets another kill here into the team fight. I don't believe it. We called it an upset. And BaeDCarry will throw the early lead. As another member goes down, Drought is godlike, and that will be game. Frankenbeans with the upset, and BaeDCarry are out of playoffs.
Oh my god. That Tristana. That Tristana play was crisp, clean out of Drown.
And the chat's going off. Frankenbeans. Oh my. Oh, let's go ahead and bring in the captain for the Frankenbeans. Let's get a word with our wonderful captain.
Hello?
Axiom. What a turnaround win. Congratulations.
Let's go for Frankenbeans. A lot of around right now.
A lot of fans in the chat right now.
Yes.
Yeah, but you guys knocked BaeDCarry out of the playoffs because with this win, they would have stayed in the running. But you guys pulled off an incredible upset. Talk to me a little bit calm-wise, because it looked like you guys had a really solid early game, kind of kept everything even, and the mid-game fell apart almost. What happened with stalling in the late game? How were you guys able to communicate such a strong, effective late game at this point?
So thank you for the compliments. So a lot of things were different this game. Yanni came through hard on a lot of the macro, a lot of the shot calling, a lot of the pre-draft talk. Big props to Yanni for that. Our bot lane really connected this game. They applied the pressure that was needed. The comms were crystal clear, and we really kept the focus on winning the game.
Wow. But was Drown, at this point, were you guys putting all the eggs in the Drown basket? Because it really looked like Inferno was going to do really well, and then it became almost a Drown show. So at that point, were you guys just putting all eyes on Drown and trying to protect them as best as possible?
Yeah, so in like the Baron fight, when Inferno was still and honestly even towards the end of the game, still putting in a lot of the damage, a lot of the work, they had to pour resources into killing him, and when they put resources into killing him, it would give Drown the ability to the time to get his damage off and get some of those jump resets. And that was really seen in the first Baron fight. And then after that, we had too many threats for them to handle, and the following up and denying them soul, and finally getting I don't know if it's our first or only, it's definitely a very rare dragon soul for Frankenbeans.
Definitely. And you guys put a huge mark into BaeDCarry's playoff chance. They fall to 3-5. If Lamar Jackson fan, a lot of teams were rooting for you guys, and at this point, you kind of shot them in the foot. Are we going to see this possibly next week when you guys upset another team? Because you talked about it last week when we talked to you. You said that you guys were going to have fun, but it looks like you guys are doing all the fun stuff by pulling off upsets.
We will definitely be riding this momentum. So I would be prepared. I would be prepared on the Rift for some more Frankenbeans gameplay.
Today, everybody is waving the Frankenbeans flag. Axiom, we want to thank you for the interview. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and bring in the BaeDCarry captain. Requiem, how you doing?
Why am I being dragged in here? I'm not a captain anymore.
Who is the captain?
Nobody. We dropped out, remember?
Did you?
Yeah. I said last time, if we lost, we drop out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I said if we lost to this team, we drop out. I'm honoring
Oh,
it.
yeah, I remember that interview.
Do you still want to give a final interview then? Just
Hell yeah. Hey, just for fun's sake, I'll give a final interview. Let me have it.
Alrighty. You guys had a really strong mid game, but things didn't kind of click for you guys in the late game. It kind of seemed like the decision making was just not there to get to the back line or to get objectives as quick as possible to snowball the early lead you guys had. What happened with comms from mid game to late game?
Our comms are so fucked, honestly. Like, they really are. Frankly, let's be honest, this game was my fault. I talked shit. I said Drown is washed. I said he's trash, and you know what? He fucking shit on us. He completely trashed on all of us. As BaeDCarry himself said, AD fucking cap, dude. Like, dude popped the fuck off. So speaking of your communication thing I was talking about, I'm gonna be honest. Our team comp is just not. I don't mean our drafts in general. Like our draft kind of sucked. Yes, our team comp I would say is really terrible. Like I'm off roll. I'm completely off roll. We're forcing Guesswork to play champions he doesn't necessarily like playing. And bot lane doesn't have very good synergy, basically. So
what's the next? Now we did talk. I want to get into this topic. You did mention last week that if you lost to Frankenbeans, your team would drop out, essentially.
Yeah. I'm a man of my word.
What is your plan? Are you just going to be prepping for next season then?
Okay.
What's going to be? Have you talked to your team about possibly, still being good friends and?
Everyone on the team was friends before this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility though of looking to improve your stock and looking to reassert yourself come the next season of AVG?
All right, so I'll be honest, we're not going to drop out because that would be very disrespectful. I think to Lamar Jackson Fan Club, I think they would love to play a game. As much as a bye week is awesome and to get the free win, it sucks. Bye weeks are boring as hell.
You could still pull off the upset too.
Just pretend we drop out, okay? Just pretend, because we're like you're gonna love next game. Like we're gonna troll pick, honestly, but we're gonna take it seriously. But we're just gonna have some fun, and we want Lamar Jackson Fan Club to have fun too. We want it to be an entertaining stream. Yeah. And a word on the team, I've gotten a little word, just a little hint, that one of the players may be choosing to join free agency for next season. So look out for that. Yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Some, breaking news development. Get this on the blog, team, real quick. But it was really fun watching your guys' team, though. You guys were a really solid team. It's just, unfortunately, predicaments you happen. Maybe we'll see you guys upset Lamar Jackson Fan Club next week because you can.
If we beat Lamar Jackson Fan Club next week, I'm sorry, they're dropping out too. That's all I'm gonna say. Like that would be hilarious. Because I mean, everyone counted Frankenbeans out this week. I think honestly, like
I think a lot of people.
I'll be honest, we tried our best. Like I don't think we underestimated them at all. Like they just outclassed us, frankly. Inferno, I called him trash too, and he honestly played probably his best game of the season this game.
See, I like this because you're being humble about it, and I really like that you're still
Frankly.
willing to compete. You're still willing to compete, though, and I think that's what everybody definitely wants to see. And especially heading into the last week of the season, maybe we can bring you in for a fun little All-Stars weekend event. Maybe you can stick around for that too. Maybe you want to stick around for All-Star weekend. Come on, it's a fun time.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just saying it's pretty obvious that it's not possible for our team to get into the playoffs. We had to win this game and the next game for it to even be possible. But I know my team is pretty sad. We all were trying our best, and I just want to say a thank you. Like I know you guys are probably wrapping up this interview. I just want to say thank you to my entire team. I've never gotten to participate in something like this before, and thank you to Enemy for making me a captain. I know it was. If he could, he probably would have chosen anybody else, right? Because if I'm being honest, because I'm trash at the game. So, but I just want to thank my entire team. BaeDCarry, he's the first person I asked. He didn't have to say yes. I didn't expect him to say yes at all. I mean, I just asked him to join AVG. Like he obviously it was like a new up and coming thing. So I'm very appreciative of him coming in. Nightmare, dude is literally diamonds. Could Prussian a Masters this season.
Is a Master TFT player, by the way.
He is a Master TFT player. He could genuinely push in a Masters this season. I could see it happening in the jungle. I mean, he picked up Nidalee out of nowhere and quite frankly smurfed on him the entire week. Smurfed on her the entire week. Sorry. Guesswork 0-0. Most consistent top laner in the entire league. Honestly, give him MVP, top lane MVP this season. This is unbiased. The dude played the most consistent playstyle I've ever seen this entire out of any top lane in this league. Genuinely, I think he played very well. Obviously, a couple of mistakes that we went over that he did in, like, I'd say only 2 games this season it happened, but not a mistake that loses the game, really. I think after playing against all these other top laners, I wouldn't want anybody else. And last but not least, Wonton Waffle. I didn't know her before this. She was the only person I didn't know before this team, and I'm glad that they got to play 8 out of 8 of the games so far that we had a sub her in one game, and I really appreciate her willingness to improve throughout the season. Went from, and like I'm just being honest, went from like maybe 6 or 7 deaths a game to like 1 to 2 later on in the season. Like really, like I think she did improve in a very short time.
Definitely, and we want to congratulate you on it was a heartbreaking season. Unfortunately, you guys will probably, I don't think mathematically can make playoffs, but
No, we can't.
No, but hey, you know what? You guys can maybe have fun next week, troll around, maybe even pull up the upset win, because you guys do have the team to do it. So
I don't know, because what?
We'll definitely wait to see you next week, as we're going to go ahead and wrap up the interview.
All right, can I say one last thing?
Go ahead.
Frank and Beans, I'm so proud of you to get that win, because let's be honest, the Ultimate Dan win doesn't fucking count. Like, everyone knows it doesn't count. That shit, it's a free win. It literally is. Really? You think so? Maybe. And
they had one win before.
They won one before that. I think they're the team that actually beat Ultimate. Well, no, Ultimate Dan I think hadn't won a game yet before
at that point. Yeah.
No, I think I don't know.
They won one game.
We'll figure it out later. But
okay, pretend they didn't. Pretend Frank and Beans was awarded the free win, and I'm just gonna go from there. Frank and Beans, I'm proud of you guys for getting the W this game. Everyone was laughing at you guys, bottom of the barrel. Glad you guys got that win. Sad it was on us, to be honest, but you gotta. I mean, I guess it's our fault for talking shit on you.
Okay, no worries. Requiem, thank you for the interview. We'll see you next week, though.
All right. Good to see you.
Panda, closing thoughts?
My closing thought, just to keep this really short, sweet, and simple, is that Drought and Drought and Jan, definitely. I just talked to Jan. Such an impressive play. I'm so happy for Axiom. I know this win means so much to him. So good job, man. But that's all I got.
And with this, Frank and Beans moves over to 2-6. As BaeDCarry, unfortunately, with a 3-5, mathematically are eliminated from the playoffs. Catch us tomorrow. I do believe there are a few games on both Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I believe. So definitely stay on tune on AVG to go ahead and check us out. If you haven't followed the channel yet, just go ahead and follow the channel. Just hit the little heart button. We know you want to see some more interesting upsets and gameplays, as we will be continuing Week 8 starting tomorrow. I am your shoutcaster, Nikolai, joined by Red Panda, and we wish you all of Twitch chat a good night and free Tuesday.
I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. And my kingdom awaits, yesterday. I know my kingdom